Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Gifty. A warm and pleasant welcome to you, and to all our returning subscribers, thank you so much for the love and support. In today's video, we are whipping together a very quick but tasty chicken stew and basmati rice. But before we dive in, kindly hit that red subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and next to it you'll see a bell. Kindly turn it on to all, so anytime we upload a new video you'll be instantly notified. Let's dive in. To start off, I have 2 bay leaves over here. I'll add that to my meat. I have about a thumb-sized ginger, and I'll be putting all this in the blender to blend. I'll use half of the onion. So this is a whole organic chicken that I cut up, and a few more thighs added to it. I have the half onion in the blender. I'll go ahead and add in 2 cloves of garlic, 1 large jalapeno pepper for some flavor and a little spice, the ginger, about a tablespoon of fennel seeds, a tablespoon of black peppercorns. I'll add a bit of water to this and blend it. Alright guys, so my chicken is already cleaned, as you can see. Alright, and I'm going to add some salt to taste. Now adding marinade. And I'll rinse out the blender and just add a little bit of the water to the meat, and then I'll reserve the rest and blend my other ingredients with it. So while the chicken is steaming, I'm also boiling the tomatoes. I'm using a 6-pound can of tomatoes. I got it from Costco. I'll go ahead and prep the other ingredients so it's ready. So I have about 3 onions. I'm going to blend 1 and slice 2, right? And I have half a bell pepper. Then I've got the ginger and about 4 cloves of garlic. So I have 4 cloves of garlic and the ginger. That's about a teaspoon of allspice and about 3 woody the Ghanaian nutmeg. Now I'll go ahead and slice up the onions, and it's very nice outside, so we're going to do this outside. My oil is nicely heated up, so I added in the sage to bring some fragrance and some nice taste to the oil and to the chicken. Now I'll go ahead and add in the chicken pieces. We'll let this fry for a few minutes until it's nice and golden brown. I don't want it to get too hard. So we'll cover and let us fry, and then we'll come back and flip it over. If you wish not to fry your chicken, you can air fry it. You can also bake it. I have a recipe on here in which I baked the chicken, so I will leave the link in the description box down below for your convenience. But this looks amazing. It smells incredible. We'll go ahead, continue flipping, and then we'll move on to the next step. The first batch is ready. I'll remove it from the oil, set it on a paper towel to drain off any excess oil. I'll go ahead and continue frying until we are done. And that's the last one coming out of the oil. I'll also take out the sprig of sage from the oil. It's done its job. So now we're ready to start the stew. I'll add in the sliced onions, stir it, and let it fry on a nice gentle heat until it's nice and translucent, and then we'll move on to the next step. And this is how the chicken is looking. Very nice and golden brown, very delicious. I'll now add in the blended ingredients. I'll rinse the blender a bit and add it to it and let this fry. If you are enjoying yourself so far, kindly like the video for me and also share with your family and friends and on all your social media platforms. Thank you. Alright guys, as you can see, my pepper and onion mixture has cooked down beautifully. So at this point, I'm going to add in my spices. I have a bit of black pepper. I'll now add in some salt, taste, a tablespoon of paprika, and a tablespoon of curry powder. So after straining out the chicken, that's the extra spices that was left in the strainer. So I'll go ahead and add it to it because that's all additional flavor. I'll give it a quick mix and then we'll continue to fry this for about 5 minutes to release all the beautiful flavors of the spices. So we are back to check on the stew. I added in 1 rosemary and about a teaspoon of dried rosemary. So now I'll add in the crushed tomatoes that I was cooking down, give it a quick mix, and this really saves time. You know, if you do this ahead of time, it really helps to speed up your cooking process, especially when you're making tomato stew. So now I'll give it a quick mix, rinse out the pot and add that water to the stew. Then I'll give it a quick mix, cover it and let it cook or let it fry for about 20-25 minutes. Alright y'all, this is how the stew is looking. Smells amazing, really good. So it's about 25 minutes thereabout. I'll now add in the chicken broth, give it a quick mix and let this fry for an additional 25 minutes or until it's nice and cooked. This is how a stew is looking. At this point, I'll add in some fresh basil, aka akoko mesa. Give it a stir. And I'll let this keep frying for probably 15 to 20 minutes more. Alright guys, so this is how our stew is looking at this point. Just perfect. So now I'm going to decant some of the oil. Alright. I'll also scoop some of the stew and reserve it for something else. So now we are done with that, and I'll add in the chicken pieces into the stew and give it a quick mix until everything is nicely well incorporated. The chicken tasted so good, absolutely delicious. So at this point, the stew is frying on a very low heat. I'll cover it and then we'll proceed to make the rice. I have here 5 cups of basmati rice. You can also use your jasmine rice, sweet rice, whatever floats your fancy. And so I'm going to wash it until the water runs clear. And I'll add in 3 green cardamom pods. I've cracked it slightly open to release the flavor and the fragrance. And I'll add in a pinch of salt to taste and a little bit of butter. I'm cooking this in the rice cooker, so I'll give it a quick mix and then cover it and allow it to cook. You can also do this on the stovetop. And we are back outside to check on the stew. I think it's been about 5 minutes or so. So now I have here a bunch of scallions and 1 yellow bell pepper, which I chopped up. So I'll sprinkle that in or add it in, and then we'll give it our final mix. And this is how our stew is looking after letting it simmer for just about 5 minutes. Looking very nice, delicious, dark and brown, just like I like my stew. And this is how it looks. Absolutely gorgeous, and it tastes incredible. You want to also, taste for your salt as you cook. So delicious. So this is how everything looks. Very nice and delicious. We have the stew, we've got some salad, and then we have the rice and spaghetti. Everything is just delicious, absolutely delicious. I really hope you give this recipe a try. Very simple, very quick, comes together in no time, especially when you cook the tomatoes ahead of time to remove all the extra moisture out of it. So you can pair this stew with your rice, your wache, spaghetti, yam, gari, whatever floats your boat. And that is it. I really hope you do give this a try. And if you find the video helpful, share with your family, your friends, your loved ones, and on your social media platform. Also like the video for me. And until we meet again, thank you so much for doing this with me. Remember to stay blessed, stay out of trouble, and be well. Bye, y'all.